San Francisco Giants versus Atlanta Braves. San Francisco 52-49 will be trying to avoid their third consecutive series loss when they visit Truist Park on Wednesday afternoon to face Atlanta 44-55 in the final game of their three-game series. Justin Verlander 0-8, 4.99 ERA will get the start for the Giants. The Braves will counter with Spencer Strider, 4.7, 3.59 ERA. San Francisco is 6-4 in its last 10 games against Atlanta. The Giants haven't played well over the past couple of weeks, and they've lost 7 of their last 8 games. They are now third in the NL West, 3.5 games behind San Diego. They will try to turn things around and keep up in the race for the division title when they play on Wednesday. San Francisco averages 4.08 runs per game, which is 23rd in the league. Their .231 batting average is 26th in the league. Their .309 on-base percentage is 22nd, while their .372 slugging percentage is 28th. Heliot Ramos leads San Francisco with a .265 batting average. Willie Adames leads the team with 15 home runs, while Wilmer Flores leads the team with 55 RBI. San Francisco is giving up 4.05 runs per game, which is 11th in the league. Opponents have a .242 batting average against the Giants, which is 14th in the league. Their 3.64 ERA is 7th, while their 1.27 WHIP is 17th. In his last start, Verlander gave up 9 hits and 4 runs in just 2.2 innings, leading to a disappointing 4-0 loss to Toronto, marking one of his shortest outings of the season. Despite that rough performance, he has a solid track record against Atlanta, going 2-1, with a 3.75 ERA across 4 career games. Verlander will look to bounce back and rediscover his rhythm, relying on his veteran poise and pitch sequencing to keep the Braves' powerful lineup in check. The Braves followed up their series win over St. Louis by losing 2 of 3 games to the Yankees. They took the first game of this series and will try to pick up the series win when they play on Wednesday afternoon. Atlanta averages 4.14 runs per game, which is 21st in the league. Their .244 batting average is 20th in the league. Their .317 on-base percentage is 16th, while their .391 slugging percentage is 21st. Despite those mediocre numbers, the Braves still have the firepower to erupt offensively, especially when players like Matt Olson or Austin Riley get hot. However, their inconsistency at the plate has been frustrating to watch, often squandering quality starts and putting extra pressure on the pitching staff. Austin Riley leads Atlanta with a .274 batting average, while Matt Olson leads the team with 18 home runs and 64 RBI. Atlanta is giving up 4.14 runs per game, which is 14th in the league. Opponents have a .237 batting average against the Braves, which is 9th in the league. Their 3.95 ERA is 18th, while their 1.25 WHIP is 13th, both respectable but not elite. In his last start, Strider gave up 3 hits and no runs in 6 innings, leading to a 7-3 win over the Yankees, a much-needed bounce-back effort. He has shown flashes of dominance and is capable of shutting down elite offenses when he's on. He is 1-2 with a 3.77 ERA in 5 games against San Francisco, and he's averaging over 11 strikeouts per 9 innings in those appearances. If Strider locates his fastball and mixes in his off-speed pitches effectively, he could once again limit the Giants' struggling offense. The Braves have won 4 of their last 7 games, while the Giants have lost 7 of their last 8 games, struggling mightily to find any consistency on either side of the ball. Atlanta has the edge here because they've hit the ball well against right-handers, boasting a top 10 OPS and batting average versus righties this season. They're going up against Verlander, who is still looking for his first win of the season and appears to be far from his vintage form. He gave up 14 runs in his last 3 starts and 11 runs in his last 3 road outings, often falling behind in counts and struggling with command. With the Braves' deep and balanced lineup heating up, expect Verlander to have a hard time slowing them down, especially in a hitter-friendly environment where Atlanta thrives offensively. San Francisco won't be as successful offensively because they've struggled against right-handers, ranking near the bottom of the league in batting average and slugging percentage versus righties. They're going up against Spencer Strider, who, despite giving up 6 runs in his last 3 starts overall, has settled into a solid groove recently. He gave up just 5 runs across his last 3 home outings, showing improved command and velocity. Strider's ability to miss bats and limit hard contact will likely keep the Giants' offense in check, especially considering San Francisco's recent struggles on the road and against high strikeout pitchers. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Atlanta Braves ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. St. Louis Cardinals versus Colorado Rockies. On Wednesday, the St. Louis Cardinals, 52-49 3rd NL Central, play the final game of a 3-game series on the road at Coors Field in Mile High City against the Colorado Rockies, 24-76 5th NL West. St. Louis won the opening game of the series 6-2 on Monday. The win snapped a 3-game losing streak for St. Louis, and the Cardinals trail first place in the National League Central by 8.5 games. Monday's loss was Colorado's 2nd straight and 7th in the last 10. Colorado is 34.5 games behind first place in the National League West. St. Louis will play without 2 pitchers as well as position players, Nolan Gorman and Lars Nootbaar. Colorado will play without 3 pitchers as well as position players Ryan Ritter and Chris Bryant. The St. Louis Cardinals are 10th in batting average at .253, 12th in runs scored with 457, 13th in on-base percentage at .253, 321, and 18th in slugging percentage at .394. Wilson Contreras leads St. Louis in home runs with 13, while Lars Nootbaar and Alec Burleson are tied for second with 12 home runs apiece. Contreras leads in RBI with 57, and Burleson is second with 44. St. Louis has only 3 players with 42 or more RBI. The Cardinals have hit 176 doubles, 4 triples, and 100 home runs for 280 extra base hits and 101 games. On the mound, St. Louis is 13th in quality starts with 38, 18th in WHIP at 1.27, 22nd in ERA at 380, 4.17, and 25th in batting average allowed at .253. Sonny Gray leads St. Louis in wins, with 9 and strikeouts with 23. On Wednesday, the Cardinals will hand the ball to Matthew Liberatore. This season, the left-hander is 6-7 with a 4.13 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, and 80 strikeouts. The Colorado Rockies are 23rd in slugging percentage at .383, 25th in batting average at .233, 28th in runs scored with 355, and 30th or last in on-base percentage at .292. Hunter Goodman has been Colorado's most productive hitter and leads the Rockies in batting average .278, home runs 18, RBI 56, hits 93, and on-base percentage .324. Ryan McMahon is second in home runs with 50, and Mickey Moniak is second in RBI with 36. Colorado has hit 160 doubles, 28 triples, and 96 home runs for 284 extra base hits in 100 games. On the mound, Colorado is 29th in quality starts with 22, while 30th in each of the following: ERA 5.57, WHIP 1.58, and batting average against .295. Antonio Senzatella leads Colorado in wins with 4, and German Marquez is the leader in strikeouts with 73. On Wednesday, Colorado will hand the ball to Kyle Freeland. This season, the left-hander is 2-10 with a 5.19 ERA, 1.53 WHIP, and 70 strikeouts. Although this game will be played at Coors Field, where balls regularly fly out of the park due to the hitter-friendly altitude, the total has finished under in 6 of Colorado's last 7 games overall. reflecting a recent trend of lower-scoring contests. Additionally, the under has hit in 4 of Colorado's last 5 games played at home, including Monday's loss, which saw limited offensive output despite the conditions. Furthermore, 4 of the last 5 head-to-head meetings between Colorado and St. Louis have also finished under the total, suggesting that this matchup, despite the venue, may once again lean toward a tighter, low-scoring outcome than expected. This contest projects to be a classic pitching showdown. Both Priester and Castillo limit hard contact and generate strikeouts at effective rates, and neither pitcher has allowed more than 3 earned runs in any of their last 5 starts. Milwaukee's recent games with Priester have generally stayed under or close to the total with a steady pitching pace, as he keeps hitters off balance with a mix of sinkers and off-speed pitches, inducing ground balls at a near 55% rate. Castillo, meanwhile, has been dominant at home, boasting a 2.42 ERA and a whip under 1.10 at T-Mobile Park, while holding opponents to a .212 batting average. His ability to work deep into games and avoid big innings has made him one of the most reliable underarms this season. Milwaukee has played under the total in 6 of their last 8 games, and both teams rank in the bottom third of MLB in runs scored over the past week. The Brewers are averaging just 3.8 runs per game on the road in July, while the Mariners are posting 3.5 at home over their last 10. Given the disciplined approach both pitchers display, their ability to avoid high walk totals, and the strategic, small ball nature this matchup likely demands, runs should be limited on both sides. Add in the fact that both bullpens have been lights out in the second half of the season, with each side's top 3 relievers owning sub 3.00 ERAs, and there's strong support for a low-scoring affair. That makes the under 7.5 my play on the total, with the potential for a 3-2 or 2-1 final score. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Colorado Rockies ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Baltimore Orioles versus Cleveland Guardians. On Wednesday, the Baltimore Orioles will play the Cleveland Guardians at Progressive Field, and Baltimore and Cleveland met for a 3-game series in April. The O's won 2 of the matchups, and the series is tied 5-5 over the last 10 matchups. The over was 8-1-1 in those 10 games. Baltimore 44-55 SU, 45-54 RL, and 43-52 OU lost 2 of 3 against Tampa Bay in its previous series. The Orioles are 4-6 in their last 10 games. The under went 6-4. The O's will start right-hander Charlie Morton tomorrow against Cleveland. In his last appearance, the 41-year-old gave up 7 runs on 8 hits, including 2 homers, in 5.1 innings against the Rays. He is 5'8", with a 5.58 ERA and 1.56 WHIP in 21 appearances, 15 starts, including 2-5 with a 6.81 ERA and 1.73 WHIP on the road, 37.0 IP. Baltimore hopes to advance much further this postseason after squandering a terrific regular season with a quick exit in the playoffs. The Orioles' pitching staff hasn't helped in their quest, 5.00 ERA, as the rotation has taken a step back with Corbin Burns gone and Grayson Rodriguez still on the IL with a lat injury. The O's lineup is talented, although that won't be enough if they can't get better results on the mound. Cleveland, 49-50 straight up, 52-47 run line, and 46-50-3 over/under, won 2 of 3 against the Athletics in its previous series. The Guardians are 8-2 in their last 10 games. The over was 7-3. Cleveland will start righty Slade Ciccone on Wednesday versus Baltimore. In his previous outing, the 26-year-old surrendered 6 runs on 8, his in 8.1 innings against the A's. He is 5-4 with a 3.84 ERA and 1.23 WHIP in 11 starts, including 1-2 with a 5.40 ERA and 1.34 WHIP at home, 5 starts. The Guardians had the second-best record in the American League last season, but ultimately fell short in the postseason, as New York bounced them 4-1 in the ALCS. Cleveland has trailed Detroit for most of the current season in the division standings, but it's hardly a ball club bettors can write off. This team has consistently been a tough out thanks to its blend of seasoned leadership, emerging talent, and solid fundamentals. With a veteran core that includes Jose Ramirez, Carlos Santana, and Kyle Manzardo, Cleveland boasts a lineup capable of grinding out at-bats and producing timely power. Ramirez remains one of the league's most dangerous switch hitters, while Santana brings discipline and pop, and Manzardo adds another power threat from the left side. The Guardians also play clean baseball, ranking in the top 5 in fielding percentage, and they're capable of stealing bases and putting pressure on opposing defenses. Their pitching rotation has quietly been one of the most stable in the AL, posting a 3.95 ERA across the board, with arms like Tanner Bybee, Logan Allen, and Gavin Williams stepping up to deliver quality innings. While they may not lead the league in flashy offensive metrics, Cleveland has a knack for staying competitive in tight games and performing well in late-inning situations. For bettors, that makes them an intriguing value, particularly as underdogs or in live betting spots where their balanced roster and strong bullpen, top 10 in ERA and WHIP, come into play. Don't be surprised if this battle-tested team makes another deep push when October arrives. Neither pitcher is in their preferred split, as Morton has been tough to watch on the road, with an ERA over 5.0 and an OPS against of .765 in away starts, while Cecconi has posted a 5.40 ERA at home and has struggled with command, issuing walks at a rate of nearly 10% in Chase Field. I anticipate plenty of early scoring, mostly from Cleveland's side, especially since they've averaged 6.2 runs per game in their last 10 contests and own the third-best WRC+ in MLB over that stretch. The Guardians have also been effective against right-handed pitching, slugging .432 with a .263 team average in those matchups. That offensive consistency should put pressure on both relief groups, which are less than airtight. The Orioles field a bottom 10 bullpen in July with a collective ERA nearing 5.0, while Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase has shown signs of vulnerability lately, allowing a .260 opponent, batting average and converting just 3 of his last 6 save opportunities. Cleveland games have also leaned toward the over, hitting in 6 of their last 8 overall. The series history backs a high-scoring affair as well. The over is 8-1-1 in the previous 10 meetings between these two teams. With vulnerable pitching on both sides, high-contact lineups, and bullpens that can't be fully trusted in leverage spots, all signs point toward another over in this one. Expect a back-and-forth game that creeps well past the posted total, especially with warm Arizona conditions helping balls carry. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Guardians ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Athletics versus Texas Rangers on Wednesday. The Athletics will face the Texas Rangers at Globe Life Field. And this is the third series of the season between these AL West foes. The A's won both series and are 6-4 in their last 10 matchups with the Rangers. The under was 7-3 in those 10 games. The Athletics, 42-60 SU, 50-52 RL, and 55-42-5 OU, lost 2 of 3 games to Cleveland in their previous series. The A's are 5-5 in their last 10 games. The over was 7-3, showing a tendency for high-scoring contests lately as their pitching continues to struggle, while the offense shows occasional flashes of life. The Athletics will start left-hander J.P. Sears tomorrow against Texas. In his last appearance, 4.0 IP loss to the Guardians, the 29-year-old surrendered 7 runs, 6 earned, on 6 hits, including 2 homers. He is 7-8 with a 5.13 ERA and 1.28 WHIP in 20 starts this year, including 4-4 with a 4.78 ERA and 1.22 WHIP on the road, 11 starts. Despite the tough outing, Sears has shown flashes of potential throughout the season, mixing in effective stretches where he's kept hitters off balance with his slider and changeup combo. However, he continues to struggle with the long ball, having given up 19 homers so far. Against a Texas team that has power from both sides of the plate, Sears will need to be sharp early to avoid falling behind in the count and leaving pitches over the heart of the plate. The A's made noticeable improvements last season, ranking 8th in home runs, 196, and tied for 11th in walks, 493, all while turning 128 double plays, 5th, and producing 12 shutouts, 9th. While it only resulted in 69 victories, these strides helped the ball club grow. Sacramento's temporary team has shown more growth this season, even if its record doesn't show it. The lineup has developed better plate discipline, and the young pitching staff has taken visible steps forward in command and consistency. By the time the Athletics arrive in Las Vegas, fans should have plenty to cheer about. With an emerging core of promising talent ready to compete at a higher level and bring energy to the franchise's new chapter. Texas, 51-50 straight up, 54-47 reverse line, and 39-62 over-under, won 2 of 3 against Detroit in its previous series. The Rangers are 7-3 in their last 10 games. The over went 6-4, showing improved consistency at the plate and a more aggressive approach offensively. Texas will start southpaw Patrick Corbin on Wednesday against the A's. In his last outing, the 36-year-old held the Tigers to 3 hits and 0 runs with 6 Ks in 5.2 frames. He is 6-7 with a 3.91 ERA and 1.29 WHIP in 18 starts this season, including 2-3 with a 3.30 ERA and 1.21 WHIP at home. 8 starts. Corbin has quietly become a reliable presence in the Rangers' rotation, showing improved command and an ability to limit damage with runners on base. Opponents are batting just .240 against him at home, and he's holding left-handed hitters to a .200 average this season. His recent consistency gives the Rangers a valuable edge, especially against a light-hitting A's lineup that has struggled to generate offense against left-handers. The Rangers are still a threat in the AL West, and possibly in the pennant race this season. Texas has an intimidating rotation with veteran ace Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi, Corbin, and youngsters Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker. The lineup has struggled to produce runs consistently, but they will be dangerous down the stretch if they can avoid the injuries that derailed last season's squad. The recent return of key bats from the injured list, combined with improved plate discipline and situational hitting, has given the offense new life. If the rotation can remain healthy, and the bullpen continues to develop reliability in late-inning situations, the Rangers have the balance and depth to make a serious postseason push. The under is 32-19 when the Rangers are betting favorites, including 21-9 when they're home favorites. Texas has not fared well against Sears this season and does not hit left-handers well, ranking 28th in WRC+. The Rangers score just 3.7 runs per game at home as well. If they aren't able to get on the scoreboard early, I doubt they will generate enough offense to help push the total over. Considering that the A's average just 4.0 runs on the road and haven't scored more than 2 runs against Corbin this season, the under looks like an appealing bet. Even if Sacramento's ball club pushes the Rangers starter, the home team's relief group is tough to score against, ranking 4th in ERA, 3.30. Add in the fact that both teams rank in the bottom third of the league in home runs and slugging percentage, and it becomes even more likely that this game turns into a low-scoring affair. With 2 underwhelming lineups facing capable pitching, this total should stay below the number. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Athletics ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.